Hi, everybody. Welcome to Am I the Asshole podcast. I'm Danny Vega here with my lovely co-host of the co-most,
Sarah Levine. Woo!
There she is, folks. Sarah, how are you today?
Yeah, that was more energy than I've mustered in quite a while. So I hope you all enjoyed that lukewarm display of emotion.
It's hard. It's hard to get your energy up these days. You know, it's just the corona times, the corona crankiness. It's hard to avoid.
Someone had posted this in the group about how, like, is everyone just bitchy during the pandemic? And I'm like, okay, that was true back then, but now I think I'm probably bitchier. Like, I'm just fucking over it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not cool anymore. It's not funny. It's not interesting. It's just like, make it stop, please.
Yeah, literally. I'm just fucking over it. Like, I don't know. I think I had a pretty good run of like positivity and I was like, oh, this is fine. Like, not so different from my normal routine. And now I'm like, this is never going to end. Life is pointless. Anyway.
I was kind of just going with you on that. I gotta be a little honest because the pandemic has kind of turned around for me in the last 2 days. I bought Grand Theft Auto, and this shit, I feel like I'm living a life.
What year is it? You just got Grand Theft Auto? Is this like 2006?
Grand Theft Auto 5. It came out in like 2014.
Okay.
Lay off me.
Living in 2014.
I'm happy I saved this game that ultimately pretty closely mimics real life. I mean,
it's like
have you played 5?
Are you driving around like shooting sex workers? Isn't that the game?
You can, if you want, you can kill everyone. But I just like to drive, and then there's the radio stations. You know, it feels like I'm really driving in LA. I'm getting caught in traffic.
Danny,
I'm like,
I feel like you should go rent a car somewhere.
I should. I'm too paranoid and cheap. This is a free activity. But Sarah, so things are going good for me. I'm in my Grand Theft Auto thing. You know, works great, and I'm here. I'm making dinner right before the pod. I'm excited. Things are going great. And I'm putting away the dishes. I open the cabinet, a freaking one of those mini wine glasses, a wine glass with no stem, boom, just jumps. It was committing suicide, honestly, is what it looked like. It
relatable.
Somehow got momentum. I was barely moving. It commits suicide, explodes on the countertop.
Ugh.
Okay?
I hate when glass breaks.
That happened at 7:15. I was literally finding pieces until 7:35, and that's why I'm late.
Damn. Was there when you said it jumped out, I was worried that there was like a bug behind it or something. Like it just, no, the glass just came to life.
The way our glasses live, it's precarious. It's a little crazy, you know, and I think it was the Corona times. He's getting heavy use, you know.
Yes.
My girlfriend's drinking. He's like, I've had enough of this shit. He just offed himself.
That's fair. I can't blame him.
So people, be careful with glass. Respect the virus. Respect glass.
Agreed.
That's what I say.
I'm with you.
People, I hope you guys are doing well, and we gotta bring some joy to these people. They don't want to hear us be miserable, Sarah. Is there anything good going on?
I'm not miserable. That's the thing. I'm just like, I'm also like, I'm just over it. Like if I lived in LA right now, I would just like fucking end my shit. Like they just extended their order 3 more months. Like, I don't know. I would be losing it.
If you were in LA, you'd be losing it?
Yeah, because I don't know, for some reason, like the fact that they keep extending the order, I'm prepared for it, but like at least I can have a little bit of hope. In LA, they're just like, nope, motherfuckers. And I think they were doing this before us. They were like, nah, sorry, 3 more months. And I think just some kind of hope is keeping me alive, and I would be so dejected, I think, if Governor Cuomo was like, we're doing this shit through August. I'd be like, great.
I think that's where we're going.
I'm sure that's where we're going, but I think that they're going to do it in increments so that people don't, like, again, lose it.
Meantime, a lot of the country is, you know, itching to go back to work. I was talking to a family member today, and he's open for biz.
Yeah.
You know, but he's decked out. He's respecting the virus. He says he looks like a hazmat suit. You know, he said he has every form of protection on except a condom. And I said, okay. Oh my God. You know,
what is he?
Do business.
What kind of business is it?
He's a medical professional. Oh. He's a dentist.
Oh. Yeah, whatever. That seems cool to me.
Like the dentist is even seeing anyone. You know, the dentist is such bullshit. The hygienist sees you for 4 hours. He comes in for 1 minute.
The dentist comes in, like takes a look, and they're like, "You seem fine."
Yep.
Also, I was thinking this yesterday. I was like, I don't know why, but for some reason, the prospect of flossing during a pandemic, I was like, this just seems so trivial right now. But I got to do this shit every day.
Oh, I hate that feeling. Shit in between your teeth. Well, folks, we'll get right into business. We are loving your interactions on the Facebook group. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. It means a lot to us. We actually got a 1-star review this week. It really hurt my feelings. This guy took a bunch of pot shots. So please make up for the guy who hurt my feelings one day. I'm sad, I don't have a lot going on. So I get a 1-star like that. And I'm like, and here's the thing I hate. And I had this realization. I'm going to stop leaving negative Yelp reviews unless I say something after, right? Because that's what I realized was so upsetting.
Like on Yelp, when you're at the business.
Well, I think that would be better because look, the thing that made me sad is like this person basically took all the shots at the podcast, said all the shitty things. But he didn't say anything that I could actually change, right? Like he was like, the intro part is too long and Danny's so loud or whatever.
Okay.
He just criticized us, both of us. He didn't name anyone. But I realized there's nothing I can do, Sarah. There's nothing I can do. I would love to reach out and be like, hey, man, I just want to know what upset you. What can I do to make it better? Like, what went through your head?
No.
And I realize that I'm being that guy on Yelp to an extent, though a Yelp owner can reach out to any reviewer. So I don't think it's quite the same.
Yeah, I would say it's better. Like, to me, I feel like Yelp would be a last resort where it's like you tried to talk to these people and then they refused to rectify it. So Yelp is kind of how you get your like last thing in, rather than having it be your first line of defense. Also, I don't read podcast reviews. I did one time. I've definitely had like personal 1-star reviews written about me, which I just think is funny. Like one time someone called me too mean on the true crime podcast.
What?
Yeah. Well, it was because one episode I just got frustrated with Casey because like not real frustrated, but like podcast frustrated because I was trying to kind of probe her to get her theories, and she kept bringing up she kept using like a certain argument. I don't know. It's like too vague to explain. No one fucking cares. But like, she just kind of kept talking in circles and I kept trying to probe deeper and she just kept using the same like circular. So I got like a little bit frustrated and did kind of like what we do when I'm like, when you're just like, no, Danny, but like, what about this? And that was like the one time in like a year of doing this podcast that I've ever gotten like a little bit spicy with someone. And I guess that was the episode that person listened to and they called me mean.
You never know. But people, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
First of all, you're not mean. That's actually crazy.
No, I know. It's insane.
The nicest person I know. Except when you make cop jokes that offend my dad. That's the worst thing I can say.
That was the one time.
These comments, some of them, to me, I read this comment slamming, and because if it said a specific thing, I'd be like, great, the specific thing set them off. What are you going to do? You offended someone. What are you going to do? But I read like they're mad at something else, and it's not about you.
I mean, it's not like I wouldn't go reaching out to every person who leaves a negative review because most of the time it's just like it's people who come for a podcast for something and then they get something else and then they just don't like what they're getting. And like,
yes,
we shouldn't try to shape the podcast around one random person's negative experience.
No, well, if it's just negativity that's coming from them, then we can't help them. But what I was going to say is we love feedback. We're loving the comments. We're loving the replies to comments. Our submission inbox is all caught up, baby. I am posting these things.
Danny's
and what I'm still waiting for? I'm a machine. I'm on this thing. I'm still waiting for someone to send in their opinion on a situation. No one has ever done that. Obviously,
someone sent a follow-up. And I was like, all right, this is too much. Did you post that?
I would love to get... I don't know if I posted that, but I would love to get like a thoughtful opinion piece from someone about something. I like those. Like they asked, like somebody wrote in one time about how fast food workers, don't be mad at them. Because I forget, people do something in their car, they double park the car or some insanity. And this person was saying, don't be mad at the fast food people. We're going as fast as we can go. And I loved it. I love
so. I like that.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, we do.
Our second story of the day, AITA for working from my car in a parking lot because my wife is having mother-in-law stay with us. But first, AITA for cutting off my family over my mom's will by you, Flowershopblues. I almost hope the situation doesn't have a flower shop and that's just who they are.
Sadly,
a sad flower shop guy. I always suspected my mom preferred my sister over me. Growing up, she spoiled my sister with whatever she wanted and took her word over mine whenever we argued. For example, when we turned 16, I was given my aunt's old clunker that ended up dying within 6 months. When my sister turned 16, she got the brand new Volkswagen of her dreams. Side note, who the hell has a Volkswagen in their dreams?
Well, it was probably like 2008 and they wanted like the bug because they thought it was cute.
Fair enough. Things got really bad about a decade ago. When we were in high school, I fell in love with this guy, Joey, and started dating him for a while, only for him to dump me because he preferred my sister. Okay, so I'm pretty sure OP is a girl, based on that, right? Because I doubt this guy was bisexual. That seems unlikely. Yes, my sister seduced him. This really broke me because he was my first love. This is brutal. Well, my sister and Joey ended up getting married. And this is when things went from bad to worse. Our mother had her will made and she was leaving everything to my sister. For background info, our childhood home was a 2-story building where my mother's flower shop was on the ground floor and the apartment we grew up in was the second floor. Wow, that's like Disneyland.
This literally seems like an episode of some sitcom that takes place in New York City.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot what's going on here. Well, I didn't get along with my mom or sister. I love that flower shop and had been working there for most of my life. I dreamed of owning that shop one day. This is such a life.
I'm getting fake vibes, but whatever.
But instead, my mother was going to leave the building, the shop, and the apartment to my sister. While I could still work there, my sister would be the owner and I would have to do what she says. So I cut them off. If my mother didn't see me as a family member, then I wanted nothing to do with them anymore. It was clear who she favored. So I moved out of my childhood home. I joined the Peace Corps and have been living abroad since. Now, to the present. After not hearing them for years, my sister found me on social medias. She reached out to me. She wanted to talk, rekindle whatever relationship we had. I told her no. I never want to talk to her again or have anything to do with her or our mother again. She then starts to write this angry message about how could I do this to her and why would I turn my back on her. But as far as I'm concerned, she's not my family. She hasn't been family in a decade. I have a new, happier, more fulfilling life in South Africa than I ever did back in the States. Is this Lindsay Lohan? Is that Mean Girls? I don't want to ever reverse. I don't want to ever see my old family again because of how they treated me. I don't want them to meet my daughter. If I let them back into my life, I'm afraid they will ruin the new life I made for myself. AITA.
Yikes. Lots to unpack here.
I mean, these parents this mother is a monster.
The mom is a monster. I actually sort of wish I knew more about the sister just because I feel like I read like Just No Mother-in-Law or like Raised by Narcissists. And it seems like OP is for sure the scapegoat if we're going to take that model. Sister is definitely the golden child. But maybe the sister didn't really like being the golden child. Maybe the sister was also like, maybe the sister was also put in a bad position by the mom too. I wish I kind of knew more.
Yeah, I mean, we could give the sister a little bit of leeway, Sarah, but let's not forget Joey. I mean, she fucked her sister's first love and then went on to marry him. I mean, it's so ridiculous and almost sounds fake, but
yeah,
the sister is a monster. She's a monster to do that. She's out of control.
I think that's like not a complete adult monster, like obviously bad high school stuff. They're in high school. I don't know. To me, high school relationships are not
high school relationships. High school relationships? What about their relationship? You're telling me you're going to hook up with one of your triplets' exes? Give me a break.
No, I wouldn't. We have very different types. But I'm saying that obviously the sister was a bad person in high school, but we don't really know anything.
Bad person. I mean, if you fuck your one of your triplets, I would like, I don't know that I can look at you.
Ew, don't say that. That's incest.
What?
You just said if I would fuck one of my triplets.
No, if you fuck one of your triplets, I won't even be mad. I'll just be curious.
Ew. Please take that back.
With one of their exes, I've never met them. It's just a joke to me. I'm sorry. You look so grossed out.
Yeah, because you're talking about, like, I'm not going to talk about you fucking your brother. Get the fuck out of here. That's just, like, get out of here.
I know, I'm sorry. Your triplets exist as an abstraction to me, so there was nothing offensive to me about it. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm blushing. You embarrassed me. You got me good. All right. If you were to hook up with one of your triplets' exes, I don't care if you're in high school, you're a monster. I mean, that is like family. For the very reason incest is gross, the sibling relationship. I mean, give me a break.
Okay, it's not the same reason, but I'll give it to you that it's fucked up to do.
It's related.
How?
Well, you don't fuck your family because you're too close to them. All right? That's gross.
Oh, my God.
Grow
Okay.
up with them. Right? I mean, isn't that part of it?
I don't have time. I do not have time.
I think you're right that high school relationships are stupid, but that she would betray her like that to me is like, well, she's a monster. They treat this girl like trash.
Yeah.
Sierra M writes, you're allowed to be happy. NTA. Toxic is toxic, blood or not. They didn't care about your happiness or treat you as family before. Don't be fooled into thinking they will now.
I'm so curious, like, what would even cause the sister to, like, bother after all this time? It's like she got everything she wanted. Like, OP is not bothering anyone, living their own private life in South Africa.
Yeah, what prompted that?
Yeah.
She's out of she wants someone to bully again.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like OP gave us such... Okay, the details were pretty good. The imagery was good. In retrospect, I honestly could have cut the part about the flower shop. But that was the part at which my bullshit meter kind of went up.
Yeah, no, the flower shop makes me think this is all a lie.
Yeah, it took from, like, pretty realistic to, like, now we're in some, like, weird Cinderella story reboot where, like, she would have to work for her apparently younger sister and do whatever she says.
I think the reason this rings as fake altogether is just the fact that these people are so despicable, and OP is so obviously right, and she's in South Africa, and it's like her family is just Satans. They're satanic people.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Can you imagine just being like, oh, no, your sister's getting the flower shop. You get nothing.
Yeah, you get nothing. That doesn't even make sense.
What kind of monster are you?
And it's not even that the sister gets the shop. It's like, you have to work for her and do what she says. That's not really, like, just because you're an owner doesn't mean you have to, like, run the day-to-day operations and, like, boss someone around.
No, they're just, these people have been presented
it feels
as
cartoonish.
monoliths. Yes, absolutely. Lindsay N. I don't think you're necessarily an asshole for not wanting contact with your mother. That said, it's not your sister's fault. She's just going to let sister go. Cut off your mother, but don't blame your sister for things that she didn't do. What about what she did do, Lindsay? You don't have to let her back.
You can't blame her for the stuff that she did do.
Yes. Yeah, that's generally okay. He says, NTA, however, speaking from experience, parents can poison sibling relationships. My stepdad did this, and it took until I was nearly 30 to realize it. It took a lot, but I'm closer than ever to my sister. I like this point. I feel like you made a similar point.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at.
I think it's a point worth making. I just don't think that applies because this sister is evil. What she has done says to me that she will never, ever have a positive or symbiotic relationship with her sibling.
Who are we to say?
I feel pretty good about it, honestly. This is stealing your first. It's your first. That's what kills me. It's her first.
I guess that's why, to me, I'm like, it's not that deep, because, like, to me, high school relationships a lot of time have so much meaning because it's your first. But like, when it's over, you're like, yeah, that would have never worked out. And just because you have so many, like, raging teenage hormones.
Yeah, but still, I still have fond memories of my first. I remember her, I'll never forget her, and I don't want, if my brother started hooking up with her, I'd be like, get out of there. Those are my memories, you son of a gun. Whisper M writes, everyone sucks here. Your mom for having a fave child, your sister for taking your boyfriend, purposely, quote unquote, taking your boyfriend. He isn't an object to take, but she could have stayed in her lane.
Well, the OP does put all the blame on the sister for seducing this guy, but, like, obviously he had a part in it. Like, they were both willing participants and they should share the blame.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. They should share the blame, but
like,
of course,
he fucking sucks.
Well,
she
the boyfriend
sucks.
betrayal, though, is one of a high school betrayal, which is like, who gives a shit? The sister betrayal is
it's like worse. Well, I think it's both bad because, like, they just compound each other. Like, it's one thing for your boyfriend to, like, choose a friend over you, but then it's another thing when it's a relative, and also when then now he's your in-law. Like, that blows.
So, top Reddit comment, Kitty Tigress. Wow, great username. NTA, not from my point of view. You found peace and love elsewhere instead of with them. No need to drag up all that toxicity again if you're in a good place. Sarah, I think we see eye to eye on this. It's an open and shut case, maybe too much. So, AITA for cutting off my family over my mom's will. I think we agree.
Yeah, not the asshole.
AITA for working from my car in a parking lot because my wife is having mother-in-law stay with us. As soon as I read this, I was like, I have to post this. This is the image of this guy with his computer, like, not really comfortable.
Yeah, I was a little confused about the image, so I'm hoping you can explain it to me when we get there.
By you, work from car. Another banger username.
Great.
People are finding them.
Username checks out.
My wife gave birth to our son 8 weeks ago, and since then, my mother-in-law has moved in with us. God save you. I figured it would be for a week or two while she got settled, but it's been 2 months. And that was fine when I could go to work, but now I can't. And I swear to God, if I have to spend another minute in the house with her, I'm going to have a psychotic break. I can understand why my wife wants her here, but she is driving me insane. Since I've been working at home, she's interrupted my work at least twice a day to tell me what I, quote unquote, should be doing. I've explained many, many times that I can do chores / take care of our son after I'm finished with work, but she keeps interrupting. I've been cooking most nights, and she comments on my cooking every effing night. Too bland, or too spicy, or too this, or not enough that. But she doesn't cook. She doesn't even do the dishes. She just exists in the house, following me around like a fucking demon. She can fix 95% of what she nags me about herself rather than bothering me while I'm working or trying to take care of something. She's told me to do the dishes while I'm doing the dishes.
Oh my God. I feel like my dad did that to me yesterday.
Oh, that shit makes me so angry. I've explained this to my wife and basically gotten a too bad answer every time. I can't take it anymore. I've been taking my laptop in my car and working in my office parking lot using my hotspot. I put a curtain behind the front seats for meetings so they can't tell where I am. I've done this for 3 days and my wife has been telling me to stop. I told her I'm not going to stop until mother-in-law leaves, and my wife said it's not fair to pressure her into making her leave early. I asked when she was planning on making her leave, and I got the same answer I've gotten every other time, which is when she feels like it's right. She told me to stop going to the parking lot again today, but when she went back to bed, I went again, and I'm here now. AITA if I don't stop coming.
Okay, please explain the curtain situation to me.
I think if you had a curtain and it was like a little taut, you could put it over the front seat headrest, and you'd have like kind of a seamless thing. And so it might look like you were in like a gamer chair or something, but you wouldn't really be able to tell it was a car unless you could see.
So they can't tell where I am is referring to his coworkers?
Yes. Yes. Because that would be so weird.
Oh, okay.
They'd be like, why are you in your car? Do you have a house?
Got it.
That's
got
weird,
it. Okay.
Chris.
Yes. Okay. I think a big problem here is they never discussed how long the mother-in-law would stay. That seems weird.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
If you've just given birth, like in my admittedly very limited anecdotal experience talking to my friends, it seems like if you're having someone come help you after you've just given birth, like it's going to be longer than a week.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the Corona times, you know, she's there, she's kind of locked in. I mean, I think that's a great point. I don't think that I have any problem with wife. And I think a lot of these complaints with mother-in-law, it's kind of like, look, she's an old lady. That is how she is.
Yeah, but that would drive me nuts.
Of course, it's maddening behavior. It's insane behavior. This is why, you know, we don't live with our parents. Well, I guess you do now, don't you?
Yes. Fine, I'm not mad about it.
It's insane behavior. But I don't see any problem with him going in the car. I mean, he's not hurting nobody. It's a little weird, but who cares?
Who cares? It seems like a good compromise so that he doesn't snap at anyone.
Absolutely. So I don't understand. Does it make? What's wife's problem with it? Is it she doesn't want to hurt mother-in-law's feeling? What's the deal?
I truly don't know.
So maybe she's a little controlling. You know, I don't see any problem with it. That's the only reason to think that wife would be the asshole, you know?
I mean, maybe she like feels lonely and wants him around.
So she's there during the day. So she's witnessing mother-in-law.
Well, yeah, she just gave birth. So, and no one can go to work. So I don't know where else she would be.
So, I mean, I think a valid thing she could say is, hey, you don't like mother-in-law? Hey, neither do I. At least when you're here, it's diluted a little bit. You get a little bit of her. I get a little bit of her.
I don't know.
Whisper M writes, NTA, your job supports the family. If you can't do it the way you need to, adapting your situation is the best answer. Mother-in-law is the biggest a-hole for treating you like an incompetent child. And wife is partially the asshole for ignoring you and your concerns and frustrations. Just because she doesn't know when to tell mom enough is enough. I mean, I think the support aspect is strong, and I think the argument from his perspective is very strong. I feel like, I don't know where this ended up, but like, I just can't really come for the wife. She just had a baby. Like, I think you're 100% on. Of course she wants him home.
I know, but like, this is why people are just like annoying, where it's like, if you want someone home because you want them around and you want support, like you need to express that to them, and you can't express it in like I don't want you to go to the office parking lot for reasons.
Yeah, I think that's well put. I mean, I think in general, it's always stronger to tell people what you need rather than tell them what not to do.
Yeah,
people hate rules. They hate it. Catherine M.
one thing, if this pandemic has proved, it's that people hate rules.
They hate it. They hate a rule. Catherine M. writes, your wife is the asshole here. She needs to put her foot down. Your mother-in-law is the bigger asshole, needs to leave you alone and contribute if she's going to stay. I have to say, that is a pretty good mark against mother-in-law. Her non-contribution is a bit shocking. What is she there for?
I wonder if she's contributing in other ways, like doing stuff with the baby. She can't literally just be there following this guy around the house. Like,
no way. Ben C, NTA, but with a caveat, your wife might be coping with postpartum depression and is leaning on her mother for comfort and OP. You should try and work this out with mother-in-law on your own. If that doesn't work, try and be as supportive of your wife as possible until she doesn't need mom anymore. I think that's a really, like, nice move.
Ben C, YTH, man.
You're the hero. Top Reddit comment, D Stone 1985 writes, NTA, tell your wife either mother-in-law leaves or you do. Okay,
I hate this. Is like stupid. So Reddit.
This is so Reddit.
So Reddit. She leaves or you leave. Go to the gym. Get a lawyer. Like,
8 weeks is way too long for any company. Plus, your wife has allowed mother-in-law and her wants to come before you in your own house. It's like, dude.
I think like
no.
child care help is so different than company. But the mother-in-law is kind of acting like a house guest.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's not company. It's not a fun friend hanging out for just need a couch to crash on, bro. Give me a break. So edit from OP.
At this point, I would say NTA, but then we got an edit.
Wife will get upset if I confront mother-in-law directly. I take care of my son from when I'm done working to when I go to bed and all day on Saturday. I do nights on the weekend. Sunday is my day off where I don't have work and don't have to take care of our son all day, but I'll help out if needed. I start working around 8, finish around 6. From 6 until 12, I take care of him as well as cooking. My wife's day off is Saturday. Mine is Sunday. Yes, you already said that. My boss is a mess, and therefore I accomplished nothing today. I do all the cooking and dishes, and other chores are split evenly. I've tried having conversations about why she wants mother-in-law to stay and what she does that I don't, but she shuts me down. Not the most clarifying of edits. I mean, so because it's a lot about him. We actually didn't learn.
I don't know why. I guess initially when I read this, I got such like unassertiveness vibes where it's just like, you haven't talked to the mother-in-law directly. This is crazy.
I mean, it's her mom. She may not be receptive to it. Nonetheless, I think OP's in a tough situation. I think the mother's in a tough situation. I think the mother-in-law's in a tough situation. I don't think anyone's crossed the line into being an asshole. I think this is true. Just, you have a newborn and it's shitty and you're upset. And I think that OP should be allowed to take his car to the parking lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Why not? I'd say the wife is only the asshole if she doesn't let him do that. At least, I say 3 times a week. I think that's a great compromise.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
AITA for working from my car in a parking lot because my wife is having mother-in-law stay with us. I think we agree.
I'm not sure.
Ooh.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know if I'll probably agree with whatever you say. I'm just not sure if I think NTA or the last thing you said indicated that you were thinking NAH.
Yeah.
I don't like this mind reading game we try to play at the end.
I'm going no assholes here. I can't come for anyone.
Mother-in-law sounds like really insufferable. I could maybe comfort her a little.
She's an old mother. I mean, yeah, that's how she's wired.
Listen, you're talking to someone with a Jewish mom, so like I fully understand, but it doesn't make that shit any less annoying.
It's fucking annoying. That's it. You got it. You actually proved me right. It is annoying. But it's just annoying. And it doesn't make you an asshole to be annoying. It makes you annoying.
NT annoying. And the mom is.
There we go. NTA meaning NT annoying. How that works, folks. Don't come for us. We're trying our best here. And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show. AITA. I made my girlfriend choose between me or her friend. My girlfriend and I have been dating for 3 weeks, but I've had a crush on her for going on 4 years. She has been spending a lot of time with her best friend, who is a lesbian. I don't think my girlfriend, if she was loyal, should be around anyone who could potentially steal her from me. Oh boy. She has been in an abusive relationship before.
Before?
And often confides in me about things he would do. One thing is isolate her. That's the last thing I want to do. I just don't want any competition. Oh boy. Yesterday, she told her best friend that she had to cut connections. She's been crying for the past day, and I don't know how to comfort her. In my opinion, she shouldn't be upset unless she had romantic feelings towards her lesbian friend, but I could be wrong. AITA.
Woo! Okay. The girlfriend has a pattern, and the pattern is abusive men. You hate to see it. You really do.
I'm going to try to defend this guy. I guess the best thing I could tell about him is that he's definitely young, right? This guy's got to be young.
I seriously hope so.
I hope so. Oh my God, this guy just seems so freaking insecure.
So insecure to a scary point. I mean, the thing is, like, in my experience with abusive people, like, they are super insecure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they don't think that they're being abusive.
No, they never do. That's the worst part, is the lack of true ownership over their behavior.
Yeah.
You don't get that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not maybe ready to call this guy. He's definitely very controlling, and he reads like someone who would be abusive. I think this is an abusive pattern. I don't know if I would go as far to say he's an abuser. I think trying to cut someone's friends out and essentially
you're on the way.
He's well on the way. He's definitely on that highway.
I think to me, his behavior is being abusive.
Yeah. This guy sounds like a real piece of work. I mean, he even says that this person would isolate her, and then he says that's the last thing I want to do.
But you're doing it.
That's exactly what you're doing. So he's not connecting the dots and there are people like this. They think this is okay. They think extreme jealousy like this is okay. And they externalize that and they go, it's not that I'm a jealous person or that jealousy is inappropriate. It's that my person is doing something fucking wrong, like hanging out with this girl.
Right. I'm also going to say this is like, I feel like borderline homophobic, because just because the friend is a lesbian doesn't necessarily mean she's attracted to the girlfriend.
I'm going to push back heavily on use of the word homophobic.
Or not homophobic, but definitely like...
It's delusional. It's the same delusion.
Ignorant.
Yes, it's delusion. I think he's deluding himself that every straight man or lesbian woman is trying to steal, right? She's not the Hope Diamond, Craig. Okay, relax.
Craig, fucking chill.
Lorraine B. writes, YTA, years-long friendships trump new relationships.
I mean, that's true, but also, like, way burying the lead, I think.
Yeah, no, that definitely misses the mark in terms of, it literally misses the mark, because this guy could also be a mark. Kristen O., YTA, you say you don't want to be isolating and abusive, but that's exactly what you are.
Yeah.
Kimberly M., bah ha 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 ha. And yes, I read the right number of ha's.
You did.
Check that shit. Jump in a volcano and die mad about it, YTA. Like that.
Jesus.
Matthew B., we got a skeptic in the house. He says, anyone else feel like this is from a 12-year-old or is a fake submission? Either way, YTA.
The thing is, I do think that this reads as like it's from someone young and lacking in life experience.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, a lot of people out there do think this way.
People are young, and that's okay. And I hope this person is young and they can learn, like, oh, I'm a jealous person. And what is that really about? Because it's about you. It's about the person who feels the jealousy, and what does that manifest from? And how can I approach my insecurities so that I won't be so freaking crazy jealous? It's a miserable thing to be. Really?
Yeah, I actually do hope that if the person who wrote this is A, real, and B, actually listening. Like, the thing is, I don't want to come so hard for them, because I do actually hope that they would get help, and like, and I don't want to like completely flame them, which I think would just obviously turn them off. But like, this is an alarming way to think.
Yes.
And this is not a healthy way to think.
Mm-mm.
And you're not going to have healthy relationships if you continue to act this way.
100% spot on. Couldn't have said it better myself, you know, and I think OP is young and we shouldn't cover them. And I think this is real. This reads very real to me.
Mm-hmm.
No flower shops, no bullshit. And thank you for writing in, submitter. But I think that this is a toxic mentality, and that's it. I mean, you said it right. And I would say the approach to this is, first of all, to realize it and really feel it in yourself and go, okay, what is that made of? That's jealousy. That's insecurity. Why am I insecure? What am I not doing right? Why don't I feel good about myself? Which is usually, you know, could be how you were raised, could be what you think, could be a lot of things. But Yeah, I do nonetheless have to say, I'm sorry, submitter.
1,000,000,000%.
I think
you're totally the asshole. But like, we don't want you to jump into a volcano and die. We would like you to seek help and do some introspection.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe, talk to someone you could talk to about these things, like a therapist or Better Space. Yes, we're sponsored by betterspace.com.
Is that a thing? I know there's Talkspace.
I combined the two.
Good one. Okay, yes.
Because I've been playing Grand Theft Auto, so all the company names, like iFruit, there's iFruit everywhere.
That's hilarious. That's like on SVU when they did an episode about Four Locos, but they called it Five Crazies. It's my favorite thing in the world.
OP, a big ups to you. Thanks for writing in. We hope we can help you through this situation. Nonetheless, I think we agree. AITA I made my girlfriend choose between me and her friend, a big fat
YTA.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We love to see it. We are loving the Facebook comments. We are loving the Patreon people. Thank you so much.
Yes, and speaking of Patreon, our listeners mentioned in the Patreon this week is AITA for breaking up with my girlfriend because I was bored. I added that last part. I just wanted to do a shout out to Ariana Grande. AITA for breaking up with my girlfriend. So if you want to hear that one, get on the Patreon. It's a super fun time. New episodes every other week.
Love it. Sarah is putting together the bennies for the patrons. She's got it figured out, folks.
Yes.
And if you don't want to pay for more podcasts, I get it, people. It's a tough economy out there. Please, it would be a huge favor to us if you rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. It would mean the world to me.
Yep.
If you want, I'll send you all the compliments you want. Just tell me that you did it.
I'm into that.
And Sarah, it doesn't apply to you, damn it. Don't cheat the system. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this week, and we'll see you next Monday morning.
Bye.